Hey guys, right. So, I've managed to get into the game today, and I'm now going to be looking around what changes there are. I've not actually had a chance to look at the patch notes yet. I'm sure I'll add something in later. But the first thing, obviously, you notice here is that there's a disembark button. So I'll come back to that in a minute. What I'm actually more curious by is the starport services. Now, I did just literally have a quick look at this before I started recording, and I like this. I Oh, that's got server broadcast. Greetings, Commander. Our servers will be down for maintenance in 15 minutes. Oh. Oh, well, I'm sure I'll continue this after. But anyway, while I'm still here, I like the way this all looks. I actually like the way it's all structured. I really like now that when you come into here, it shows you your ships in your station. And then, of course, your total ships, which all mine, actually, no, almost all mine are here, I should say. You can see them there. And I like this as well. I like the way it's all laid out. It's much, much better than what it used to be. I like the fact that you can see the little blue symbol on the adder there. It shows you the multi-crew. Again with the Cobra. Let's have a look, what else is there? And there's a fighter symbol for the keelback. It's going to be pretty cool. And the asp. This to me looks like it's giving me all the ships. Oh, okay, yeah. So it sort of is. So there's a maximum amount of ships right there. So that's pretty cool. And it gives you all that information, and then it obviously gives you the pad sizes as well. Compatibility with fighters and multi-crew, as I said. Pretty straightforward. And then you can look at the other ships as well, which I think, even though not available, so look, just see. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty much the rest of them. Yeah, because that was one of the big problems, is not being able to find the ships you were looking for and information, at least in game anyway. So that I like. That I think is pretty cool. So let's see, like for example, this. Can I select it? It won't let me select it. So it's equals for ship details. Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. Even gives you the dimensions there on the left. Pretty nice. Oh, let's go back to the dimensions, speeds. Of course, I like that. The hard points. Yeah, I like that. It's very cool. That's very much me, right? Because it's like it gives you all the information that you need about the ship right there in front of you. Plain as day, simple, and it's a nice layout. It's all structured nice, and I like that. I'm very, very weird in particular like that, let's say. So I like that. That's quite cool. Oh no, that still does what it usually does. Okay, there we go. So even though I can't see like a compare function, I suppose between the cutter and the Corvette, you can sort of flick through and have a look. You know, my Anaconda is faster than this thing at the minute, but it's not as fast as the cutter. And obviously my Anaconda's got upgrades. The cutter doesn't, which goes to show straight away that that's a better ship. But obviously my jump drive's better for laden and unladen. My shields and armor are for the moment, but I know the cutter, again, which upgrade it much better. But I like that you can at least compare with the ship that you're in, which I think you could do still before anyway, so... yeah, you could, sorry. I'm doing this quite early in the morning for me. So... but yeah, I like that. I like the setup, like I said. I don't need to do that. Let's have a look at this one. Pretty much the same, yep. Pick your ship, that's got... the ship is wanted in another jurisdiction, so yeah, again, all the pertinent and relevant information. We're not going to talk about why my Viper and my Anaconda are wanted in another system. You don't need to know that. You don't need to know. But yeah, I like that already. And I imagine the mission board's going to be similar. Let's have a look. Community guard, let's go mission board. Okay, so it's put them at the top. Okay, it's a nice layout again. Pretty straightforward. Okay, and it's even got the specific missions in categories. I like that. Much easier to get through then. Quicker to find what you want. Contacts again, I'd imagine. Yeah, same window, they've just changed the way you access it. Not bad. It's down here. Outfitting, livery, advanced maintenance, engineer workshop. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's a much better setup than before. So let's get to the disembarking of the ship, because I know this thing's big. It's not the biggest thing in game, but it's big. And in my previous video with the Viper 4, I called it the Sidewinder, I think, before, which was an accident. Got 10 minutes. Plenty of time. Right. Wow. Whoa, wow. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool that I'm walking around. This thing is a monster. That's just... I mean, that's like halfway down the ship. You know what would be really nice, I wish I could do, is just deploy the hard points so I could see them as well. That would be cool. It's going to take like a good full like 20-30 seconds to get from the front to the back of the ship while sprinting. There's my cargo bay. It's be probably the SRV would ideally come out. Again, I think it goes in more at the front end though, but that's quite cool. That I can see... I can see everything. Wow, that's really, really cool. It proper now gives you a sense of scale. So when you thought you were small before because the galaxy is one-to-one representation of the real-life one, yeah, it still makes you feel a little bit smaller when you stood at the back of something like this. And you're like, well, the Anaconda's still a speck. Like tiny, it's like a molecule in a galaxy, and you just an even smaller one. It amazes me how well they've done this game, and they've still shown that they can still do quite a lot with this and look like they are doing. I'm impressed so far by how good everything looks. And I like the detail is still there. Like, I thought the ships looked awesome before, and it looks even better now, even if nothing's changed, just because of the perspective of it. It's just this is big ship, and that to me is really cool. So I like that. I like what they've done. The one thing I am curious about now, though, is when you come to do the missions on surfaces, and I'm assuming space stations as well. I'm assuming that's going to be something that's in here, something I'm going to look into. I'm hoping that you can do it one or two ways. That you can either all board a ship, which admittedly most of the bigger ships like this one, they only have 2 extra crew slots. So it'd be interesting to see how that actually works. You know, before you can take off, ideally you need everyone on board, or everyone goes in their own ship like they would do in a wing. You all land, I guess, roughly in the same place as close as possible, or you're separate depending on the mission and how you want to approach it. And then you all just, you know, depart in your own ship when needed. I don't know. That'd be something that we're really looking forward to finding out. And yeah, this is like still my first impression of a part of this new expansion. I'm going to look at obviously the patch notes and things to see what is different, what's different or what's been added, so I can then do more on that just to see what is different, because I'm curious to see how they've changed things and what they've added further on, because I think this is going to be quite an important expansion, because it literally opens up a lot more to be done. You know, the tutorial sort of shows you that there are things you can do with tools that are available to you for scanning, whether it's legally or illegally, opening doors legally or illegally. Then you've got the cutter tool, which allows you to open up panels on structures and ships by the looks of things. At least I'm assuming it's going to be ships because it was the SRV before. So I'm assuming it's going to be things like, any ships that are on the ground, if you can get to them, that is. Again, they've got landing gear. As you just saw, it kind of keeps that quite above the ground. So it might be just the ground vehicles. But if there's ever a possibility of a ship that's like damaged, take parts from it, maybe that could be quite cool. As like even if it's just a set of missions and it isn't a player focused gameplay option, that I think that to me would be quite cool. I would like that. So it's gonna be down in 5 minutes from here. It's gonna be expected 4 minutes. That's fine. It's not a problem. But yeah, that was a good little insight into what this is going to be going forward. So I'm looking forward now to doing more on this and to find out what more has been added, like I said, and what's been changed. So I hope you like what you saw. Very quick, relatively speaking, and brief. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you.